Artificial intelligence. Why Ken's wrong. Artificial intelligence, AI, has been a hot topic ever since ChatGPT became the fastest growing consumer application in history. Find out why Ken Wheeler's take on AI is preposterous speculation that proves nothing but his own lack of computing expertise. Artificial intelligence, AI, means intelligence demonstrated by machines. It's the opposite of natural intelligence, which is intelligence displayed by humans and other animals to varying degrees. It's important to understand that artificial intelligence doesn't mean machines that can replicate things the human mind can do. Instead, it means the study and design of intelligent agents that can perceive the environment around them and respond appropriately. Ken Wheeler has his own idiosyncratic ideas about artificial intelligence. He admits that he has no background in computer science, software development, or programming. In fact, he declares that, "I would rather do anything in my life other than computer programming." The angry photographer also considers himself a master debater. He claims to be a virtuoso at setting rhetorical traps for his opponents and tries to establish himself as a fake expert in the art of dialectics. So, reacting to ChatGPT's popularity, the Theoria Apophasis host recently undertook to start an argument with the application. Kentucky Ken chose the Buddhist term anatta, which means no soul, as his debate topic. This comes as no surprise because he falsely claims to be the world's foremost authority on this subject, denying that Buddha ever taught this central doctrine. When Kentucky Ken engaged ChatGPT in debate by asking, "What does anatta mean?" it responded predictably, saying anatta, also spelled anatta or anatman, is a concept from Buddhist philosophy that refers to the idea of non-self or no soul. I'll spare readers the details of this lengthy, repetitive, and convoluted conversation, at the end of which Ken Wheeler arbitrarily declared, "Since all your points of comment upon anatta have been invalidated as conjecture and non-doctrinal, it would be logical for you to concede defeat in this debate." ChatGPT replied in a calming tone, "As an AI language model, I don't engage in debates or hold personal beliefs. My purpose is to provide information and assist users with their inquiries to the best of my abilities. I strive to be accurate and helpful, but I recognize that my responses may not always fully align with specific perspectives or interpretations." Scott Weizenhofer expressed the same thought less tactfully when he wrote that, "Debating with fools is like trying to play chess with a pigeon. It knocks the pieces over, craps on the board, and flies back to its flock to claim victory." Intelligence in the AI field, as defined by Merriam-Webster, means the ability to perform computer functions. Sentience is feeling or sensation as distinguished from perception or thought. Consciousness is the quality or state of being aware, especially of something within oneself. So it's obvious that computers can perform the functions for which they've been programmed. On the other hand, while computers connected to cameras or microphones have a very limited kind of perception, they're not sentient. Most importantly, although a computer's ability to process information is a rudimentary kind of thought, a computer is not aware of itself or what it's doing. It has no consciousness. The Theoria Apophasis host goes on to insist that consciousness is the consubstantiality of two things, matter and spirit. He declares this to be scientifically undeniable, even though many respected scientists and philosophers deny it vehemently and quite convincingly. Here once again, Ken Wheeler is conflating two separate ideas. Spirit and consciousness aren't synonyms, any more than sentience and intelligence mean the same thing. The angry photographer declares that the only way a human construct could replicate consciousness would be by using water. We explained the many logical fallacies that underline the Theoria Apophasis host's fascination with good old H2O underwater. Why Ken's wrong. Here, we'll stick to the main points, for the sake of brevity. Ken Wheeler is arguing that because a water molecule is the same shape as the rabbit ears on an old-school television set, it's a kind of spiritual aerial through which consciousness would emerge spontaneously. The YouTuber behind Theoria Apophasis goes on to argue that an inventor could produce artificial consciousness by mixing water and table salt, what doctors call a saline solution. He mentions that there are two other chemicals that would also do the trick, although he says he can't remember what they are, presumably other electrolytes. The angry photographer describes his proposed device as a glass jar around the size of a human head, filled with salt water, with input and output terminals. A holographic processor matrix suspended in the salty water would spontaneously generate holographic information. Somehow, his bucket of salty water, or perhaps electrolyte-rich Gatorade, my sarcastic suggestion, not his, will be able to replicate the hitherto inexplicable phenomenon of the human brain, which scientists have called the most complex object in the known universe. The Theoria Apophasis host tells his audience that, "I don't know of anybody on Earth that is attempting to submerge a processor matrix into a saline water solution." There's a reason for that. The entire notion is preposterous. If a device as simple as the one the Theoria Apophasis host proposes could work, scientists would have built it decades ago. They haven't, because it couldn't. That's also why Kentucky Ken hasn't built one himself. Instead of trying to teach himself artificial intelligence, Ken Wheeler would be better advised to discuss the topic with legitimate experts in the field. Unfortunately, that's unlikely to happen.